School bullies are now armed with new weapons, apps, and a vast and often lawless internet. These cyber bullies can inflict enormous emotional pain and ruin reputations anonymously. Tonight, we look at the new technology that can give those bullies an edge and what can and can't be done to fight them. Here's ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
You are gross, like you. You are so pathetic, it's so funny. And I was like, what did I even do? And they're like, ha ha ha, you saw it, bitch.
Vicious, cruel, and sometimes violent postings. That's what 15-year-old Jamie Bushy was forced to read about herself while at school.
I'ma throw a rock at your head when you're cheerleading. You suck at it anyways, you troll.
But Jamie doesn't know how to defend herself because she has no idea who the insults are coming from. They've been posted anonymously on the site Ask FM.
They would tell me to kill myself and cut myself and all that kind of stuff.
Jamie says because of the abuse, her grades plummeted, mostly because she couldn't focus in school, fearing that any of her classmates might be one of her online tormentors.
Anonymous kind of does make it worse because then I could be walking right next to them. It could have been my best friend and I had no idea. And she could have been planning to do it the next night and I would just have no clue.
Petty high school gossip is nothing new, famously featured in shows like Gossip Girl.
Tell her she's pretty. She's never heard those words strung together before.
Here, check it out, Katie. It's our burn book.
And blockbuster films like Mean Girls.
And Dawn Schweitzer is a fat virgin.
Still half true.
Janice Ian Dyke.
But what Jamie's facing is the newest and perhaps cruelest frontier in cyberbullying 2.0, all thanks to a new crop of apps where anyone can post anything anonymously and mobilely, creating a virtual burn book of nasty graffiti. And it's happening at schools all across the country.
The fact that OP has diabetes makes me happy. How long do we think before AB kills herself?
Connecticut high school senior Will Haskell says malicious comments like this appeared on an app called Yik Yak last month and spread throughout his high school like a nasty virus. Trying to raise awareness, he wrote all about the new bullying tactic in New York Magazine.
Students who were targeted were absolutely blindsided by this app. There was no way to see it coming. Everyone was reading this. Many teachers had downloaded it. Many administrators had downloaded it. It really did take over the high school. I tried to not look, but I was fascinated. I was fascinated that Staples students were, like I said, capable of making these terrible comments.
Now, that school is on lockdown, electronically. Responding to complaints, the creators of Yik Yak set up geofencing, using GPS coordinates to prevent the app from being used on school grounds, protecting almost 85% of all middle and high schools, an unprecedented step.
We made our app 17 plus, but we as app developers realized how most parents don't actually know how to block apps from their children's phones. And so that's part of the reasons why we took the proactive measure to disable it on high school and middle school campuses.
Paula Todd wrote the book Extreme Mean and says apps like these are creating the most toxic environment we've ever seen.
Sure, it would be a lot easier just to ignore what's going on. But in order to ignore what's going on the internet, you basically can't do your homework, you can't do your research, you can't watch television or a film, and you can't be on social media. We are allowed to be on the internet. Cyber abusers are not allowed to attack us.
How much does anonymity contribute to this kind of cyberbullying?
Anonymity is a great accomplice for somebody whose desire it is to hurt another person, to denigrate, to demean.
These days, it's easier than ever to hide behind technology. So much so that Jimmy Kimmel Live has made a notorious spoof about it.
We call it Celebrities Read Mean Tweets.
Asking celebrities to read aloud nasty things people have tweeted about them.
Christina Applegate, you were better when you wore spandex instead of Spanx, you old slut.
But Todd says the virtual disconnect creates a very dangerous situation for impressionable teens.
The world the internet creates is alarmingly like what the brain of a psychopath looks like.
So you're saying the internet is making people behave like psychopaths?
We could be living in the mindset of a psychopath. And that means not caring about each other, not seeing each other, getting your laughs at the expense of somebody else, or really, really hurting somebody. That's how a psychopath feels.
As for Jamie, her mom went to police, but there was nothing they could do because Ask FM is based in Latvia. In an email, Ask FM told us users can, quote, report offensive content and also block offensive users from sending questions. They also said they, quote, proactively scan posts and take down offensive content. Back at Staples High School in Connecticut, Will Haskell says after Yik Yak access was cut off, another anonymous app immediately popped up in its place.
These anonymous authors never have to see the harm that they're causing. They never have to look into the eyes of the person they're writing about. They never have to realize that that person that they targeted didn't come to school the next day. The anonymity creates a distance between the target and the victim.
I'm Mara Schiavocampo for Nightline in Connecticut.